Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, like and subscribe. I know you want to say the drama never ends, right guys? So many of us have been wondering if Carrington and Jake Webber are friends or enemies. We've been thinking about this for a while, ever since the whole Raven situation blew up. The whole group faced serious backlash, and Jake Webber seemed to be off with Carrington, and we've all been left wondering exactly what's been going on. For those who don't know, Raven went to Johnny Gilbert's Halloween party and allegedly was roofied, and then after the Halloween party they were allegedly SA'd, not by the boys or the group at all. There's been a bit of miscommunication there sometimes with people. It happened after the party by two guys in a car apparently, and Raven reached out to Jake Webber, Johnny Gilbert and Carrington for some security footage, stuff like that, just to help, I guess, Raven understand what went on. They were allegedly ignored. Here's a short clip of Raven talking about for those who need a refresher.
I went to an influencer party. To be specific, I went to Johnny Gilbert's Halloween party, and at this party I got extremely inebriated. I believe that I got roofied. They still want to debate whether or not that happened or not, but even so, doesn't fucking matter. I left alone without my phone. They watched me leave alone without my phone, and I ended up getting somehow picked up by two strange men and kidnapped and raped and ended up in front of my adoptive parents' house. And I was crashing out in front of their house and screaming horrible things at them, so they called the cops. Cops didn't come until I ran up the hill and found somebody driving in their car and was like, hey, I don't know what happened. I'm like, I didn't even understand what was going on because I was so out of it. Ended up going home in a cop car that morning. It was the first time I've ever been in a cop car. And then they filed a restraining order against me, which they won. So I have a restraining order against me for 5 years, which is really, really crazy.
Ever since this situation, Carrington appeared to have left Jake Webber's house and moved in with his friend Chase Keith, who is the owner of the old trap house. And people were starting to put two and two together because Carrington's TikToks, people could tell the background was the old trap house. So people just, figured out that he was living with Chase Keith because he's the owner of that house. And Carrington and Chase Keith are very good friends, so it makes sense. And people were left wondering exactly what happened to make Carrington move out of Jake Webber's house. Maybe Jake Webber kicked him out, maybe they fell out. Who knows? We still don't fully know, but Carrington did allege recently in a TikTok that he was not kicked out of Jake Webber's house, which then kind of confirms that he left. Maybe it was a mutual agreement or whatever, but Carrington left by himself and was not kicked out of Jake Webber's house. Here's a clip of Carrington talking about that right here.
I'm dropping music on Friday and stuff, and I'm not fucking homeless and shit. I didn't get kicked out of the fucking house, you idiot. Shut up, please. Stop lying about me. Please, dude. Whatever. Yeah, it comes out Friday.
But it was clear that Jake Webber and Tara Yummy were being off with Carrington. They were not interacting with Carrington at all on Instagram or social media content. They were not featuring Carrington in their videos or talking about Carrington in their videos. The only member who still interacted with Carrington was Johnny Gilbert. He still liked and commented on Carrington's stuff, and also teased that apparently Johnny Gilbert and Carrington are working on a new song together. In one of Johnny Gilbert's streams, he teased a clip of a song they apparently both have coming out soon. Here's the clip right here for you guys.
I scream at the end of it, and I don't know if it's goofy, but really rough. I mean, not really rough, but rough. Okay. Oh. Wait, one second. Okay, one second. What's it? Okay, anyways.
So what happened recently that's got a lot of you guys talking? Somebody sent the photo to me on Instagram, so shout out to you, thank you for that. I've actually had a few people messaging me now. Actually, I've had a few comments on my YouTube videos and people on Instagram messaging me about this. So thanks again, because I probably would have missed it otherwise, because the photo is not posted on any of their socials. So Carrington and Jake Webber were spotted partying with each other in a photo, and they all seem like the good old days from a few months ago where they would be out at parties all the time with each other. And this is the first time Carrington and Jake Webber have actually been photographed together in the same environment and have allowed it to go online. And Tariami is also there as well. This is the first time the group have hung out since the Raven situation blew up in March, so it's been over 2 months now. So the question is, why now all of a sudden are they being besties online? Perhaps they're just at the same party coincidentally and thought, well, let's not act like we hate each other because people will pick up on that online. Let's just act like we're besties. And also, what could have happened? They could have literally just made up on that party. I mean, alcohol can do that to friends who fall out. Maybe they just had a chat, made everything up, and now they're besties besties again. Who knows? As up until recently, like a few days ago, Jake was like putting out weird stories about Carrington. Not about him, like, you know, shading or anything, but he just like threw a screenshot of Carrington's songs up, didn't at him, didn't say like proud of you, this is my bestie making music, go download it now, like nothing like that. Johnny Gilbert did, but Jake Webber did not. I thought that was a bit strange, especially if they're kind of besties now again. Because Jake Webber, I don't know, maybe that's how he shouts people out, I don't know, but I feel like I've seen him shout at people in the past. He actually says something and seems more genuine than just like throwing out a random screenshot. Just seems a bit shady. And then obviously we had Coachella. They were not in each other's Coachella vlogs. Carrington seemed to have went alone and was not involved with the group at all. They kept him out of the footage, and that was only like a few weeks ago. But what I'm starting to think is perhaps they remained friends all along. Like perhaps they did meet up at Coachella. Perhaps Carrington was staying at their house, but they were just keeping Carrington out of all the content. They're just scared of all their videos getting backlash from people who are still mad at Carrington about the Raven situation. As Carrington did get cancelled pretty hard over the Raven situation, which to this day is all alleged and there's no evidence of anything Raven said being true. I thought there may have been like a police report or something factual by this point, but there still doesn't seem to be anything that's come out about the situation anymore. Just literally Raven's words against the group's words, and that's literally about it. There's also a lot of miscommunication about the situation as well. A lot of people actually have been, I've noticed how commenting and saying that Carrington SA'd Raven. That is not the case at all. Raven doesn't even say that in any of their videos. They literally just wanted some closure and some security footage from the group, and they were ignored by them, and that's why they're freaking out about it. And obviously they're all fine with Jake Webber and Johnny Gilbert because they sorted it all out, but Carrington kind of just went into hiding and ignored the whole situation, which is what people got really annoyed at Carrington about. And also it kind of looked a bit like guilty behaviour, but I think he was probably just hiding and running away from the situation and waiting for it to blow over. That's what I think in my opinion. But I think the whole situation is just a mess. Like nobody knows what's true still, nobody knows what's not true still. It's just one person's word against one person's word. The whole thing's a mess. Nothing's factual, everything's alleged. I don't think it's enough for like Carrington to be cancelled over, or the boys in general to have serious backlash over when they didn't essay anyone or do anything that serious really. I just don't think their career should be ruined over it. That's my opinion. I'm not defending them. Maybe, you know, if Carrington did do something wrong then he deserves it, but from what the evidence shows and from what Raven even says themselves, it doesn't seem like Carrington actually really did anything other than just ignore them. That's it. But of course I can see why people had it out for Carrington, because he did act very strange about the situation, and it seemed like Raven and Carrington were closer than Raven was with Jake and Johnny, so people were a bit more annoyed with Carrington because he was one who's supposed to be maybe Raven's friend, but we don't even know if that's true or not. You know what I mean? The whole situation is a mess. Who knows? But I think it is about time that we start moving on from the situation now, and I think that's probably the aim of the group now. I think what they done, they exited Carrington out, and I think maybe it was a mutual agreement. Carrington's like, I'm just going to run away, forget about me for a few months, wait for the situation to blow over, and then what the group can easily do now, they can just say, oh, Carrington went away for a few months to focus on his music, now he's back, and they're just not going to talk about the Raven situation and just pretend like it never happened. That's what I think the group's going to do now. Just watch. I'd be interested to see what the next steps are. I bet you Carrington's going to pop up one of Jake's videos or something, be like, oh, my friend's back, he's been away for working on music. Like, that would not surprise me at all. Also, do not forget that Jake Webber and Carrington were spotted at the same events. I did peep on their stories once, about a few months ago now. Not long after the Raven situation, they're both at the same Taco Bell live event. They're both promoting it on their stories, taking photos at the same event. So they're clearly both at the same event at the same time. Perhaps they were besties the whole time and they just went and they were hanging out and stuff, but they were like, we're not just gonna put any content out there of us being together because the situation's so hot at that current time with the whole Raven stuff. And you know, Jake's very guarded about his brand, and I think the management, see, once again guys, it could just be management again. They're just trying to damage control the situation. Like, right, Carrington, you need to go run away if you're not going to address it, because I don't think Carrington wants to address it. I don't think he felt like it was serious enough for him to address. That's what I feel like personally. I think he thought the whole situation was a bit silly and he didn't deserve the backlash, proven by the comments that Carrington's been liking under his TikTok videos have all been people saying he doesn't deserve the hate and the backlash. So that's clearly how Carrington feels. I feel like Carrington thought the whole situation was unjustified, didn't deserve the hate, and he didn't want to address it because he thought it was nonsense. So he ran away and ignored it, hence why, you know, that's what people were angry with Carrington for in the first place, really. So I think management told Carrington to go away then, lay low for a few months, wait for the situation to blow over. Jake and Carrington probably contractually still had that Taco Bell live event to go to, so they went to it, but they just didn't post about anything. They just laid low like they've done for the past few months, and now the Raven situation's kind of starting to get forgotten about from honest with you guys. I think it is starting to die down. Raven stopped making TikToks about it now, so nobody's talking about that on Raven's socials anymore. Raven's kind of moving on from it. The group obviously isn't talking about it anymore, and it's kind of like that whole situation's fallen off now. And I did say this when I first started covering the situation months ago. Like, give it a few months, guys, people are going to forget about it. This is what the internet's like, and it will move on. So what is probably going to happen now, they're all going to be besties again. They're going to probably slowly maybe get back into each other's videos, who knows. They're going to just test the waters maybe. They might just do a few little shorts and just see what happens. Johnny Gilbert and Carrington could release a song together, that, and they can just see what happens with the public reaction. Are they gonna hate Carrington, or are they gonna, all the comments are gonna just like not even mention the Rover situation because everyone's forgotten about it, and then they can all just go on and live happily ever after until the next mess, I'm sure. But anyway, guys, that is everything I wanted to say in this video. Let me know down below. I want to hear from you guys. What do you guys think? Let's have a kiki, let's have a chit chat. And that is it for this video, guys. So like and subscribe to my channel for more of me. I know you want to, baby. Hit the bell notification to be notified when I put on your screen with a new video, and hopefully I'll see you in the next video. Bye, guys. Mwah.